Iron Sheik?
Castro. I met him in 1981 or 80 when I went to NWA. That's when the gasoline went over $1 for the first time in USA. And George Scott was the booker, and they had the North American belt on him, single belt. They had we had the other belts. I said that we had the belts there. What were they called? Not the world champion. The
US?
Area. Huh?
US? TV?
No. No, there was another belt. Anyhow, they had the TV belt on the North American. They had another belt on them. They had that much. George Scott put all the belts on him, and boy, he was a hot item. You know, he could shoot, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he was scared at the time because we used to go and shoot TV in North Carolina in a place where the army camp was only 20 minutes away, and the arena was the first 2 or 3 rows in the arena was always packed out, and the first 2 or 3 rows were all grunts from the fucking 18-year-old to 22 from the army camp, and that in the front row, and we used to tape there every 2 weeks, and with the Sheik, these fucking guys, USA, right? And he'd come to the ring and do the Iraq. Iraq at that time, that was anti-USA, you know what I mean? Mm. And he'd come out there, don't say USA, don't say. Anyhow, that was 80. So I got to know him there. And then 83, I didn't have a partner for a while. For 2 months, I bought fucking Joe Blanchard, talked to Ole Anderson, and we got the Sheik coming as my partner. Oh, boy. That was another world.
What was it like traveling with the Iron Sheik for 2 months then?
Oh, boy. And watch him hump. That was another world. He rode these women like camels. Oh, yeah, that you just give Cheeky Baby some money, and he'd be humping from behind. The Sheik was something else, mate. And of course, you know, the steroids. But I seen them now. That was in the 80s, 83. You know what I mean? I worked with them, and we did 4-way chain matches with a hoop, a chain going out that way, chain that way. Boy, you know, you try to keep the 2 heels on top, the 2 baby faces on top. You never with the Sheik. He'd be on the top, I'd be on the bottom. Then I get on top to join him on top, and he'd get on the bottom. You could never get him to work anyhow. Then I came with him again in WWE, you know, WWF and that. And we'd go to colleges, you know, in the arenas of colleges, the 12,000 people. In the afternoon, they get the college guys, the big amateur wrestlers, 260 pounds. Now, he's getting on now. This is in the mid-90s with a big drum and that. He could take one amateur after another and make them submit.
Really?
Yeah, he was still great, you know what I mean, when it comes to that. Okay. You've heard all the podcasts and all that stuff with the Sheik, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I talked to him about a month ago. You know, he's in a wheelchair at home. He's in bad shape.
Yeah. How's he doing up there then? Is he still sharp or?
Yeah, but off days and on days. You know, some days he's fucking off. You know, can't talk. And then other days he's on and he's laughing and joking. Mm. One day, you know, the Berserker. Remember the Berserker?
Yeah, John Nord.
He was a tough fucking guy, John Nord. We're going through customs in Canada. John Nord's here, Sheik's behind him. Sheik drops a fucking maybe a couple of grams into Nord's bag as they're going through. You heard this, right?
I've heard something vaguely like it. So what happened?
Yeah, going through, and then we go through. Now Nord's got about 2 months to go on a 10-year probation for something like manslaughter or, you know, something heavy. This Nord was a bad motherfucker, strong motherfucker. Beautiful guy, though, you know what I mean? Going back, you know, 8 years when he was wild, crazy. Now he's settled. And that goes through. We get to the other side, and we get through. We get back to where the vehicle. Fucking Sheik goes up to Nord. Brother, let me get something out of your bag. He went into the bag and he pulled out his coat, and the Hebner saw this, and that's when fucking Sheik, they let Vince know straight away, and Sheik was turned around and sent home then.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I suppose.
And you heard the story too, when Vince said you're positive. Oh, great, Daddy Vince, shaking Vince's hand. Thank you, Daddy Vince. Thank you. Thank you, Daddy Vince. No, you're positive. Oh, thank you. And no, you have coke in your system. Don Morocco, he gave it to me, Vince. Don Morocco,
Did he play
gave
Don?
it to me, Vince.